All right. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode. The latest episode of the Airplane Show. My name is Greg. I'm going to be your pilot extraordinaire. This morning, we're going to make some soft, buttery landings. Yeah. So I figured we do something since it's Saturday. We're going to do something a little different. First of all, let me just grift. Just let me get it out of the way. Whether you're on Kick or whether you're on YouTube, we got super chats, super thanks. We got memberships. We got subscriptions. We got the like button. We got comments. I'm gonna say you don't need to click on everything, but certainly click on one thing before you go. What up? What up, Raptor? That's what I like, the Raptor. Raptor. All right, so we're gonna do things a little different today. We're gonna do a little behind the scenes stuff on what I typically do when I decide to fly an airplane. I usually go right to FlightAware first to get some ideas. So we're gonna pick out a flight on FlightAware and recreate this mug. All right, so we got Southwest. See, I usually try to do a flight that starts off at one of the handcrafted airports. You know, like we got American Airlines from... Oh, we got Aero Mexico. We could do this flight. Los Angeles to Mexico City. That looks like that'd be a pretty cool flight to do. We got Southwest to Austin. Let's do actually, let me make sure that we could that Aero Mexico's in this matrix. The matrix of truth. This is the matrix that Optimus Prime keeps in his chest right here. The Allspark. All right, let's save that. I have it saved in my tablet, this spreadsheet, but I don't think I've ever saved it to this computer. Hopefully it doesn't blow the computer up. All right, done. Let's open that. I'm gonna try to cuss less today. I had somebody message me about cussing in my videos. So I'm gonna try to cuss less, I guess. Even though cussing's like, you know, just part of regular language nowadays. Why do you cuss so much on a flight simulator video? Why is the sky blue? I don't know. It just is what it is. All right, hopefully this opens up at some point. I know I'm asking a lot of my computer right now. Like, this computer really does not like doing more than one thing at a time. It really doesn't. It just... Yeah, it's good for streaming. Just right to OBS. Other than that, if you're trying to run OBS at the same time as what we're doing now, it really, like, the computer just does not like it. Come on. But yeah, that Aero Mexico flight looks alright. I haven't flown out of LAX in a long time. I haven't flown an Aero Mexico plane in a long time either. Plus we got 8x speed. Yeah. 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 Just open the thing already. Okay, so let's not open it in protected view. Let's just open it in regular view. Let me go to my file folders. I don't have to open this on this computer, but I'm just trying to show you what, what I typically do. Especially with the 737, they have this spreadsheet available, which goes over all the settings for the flight management system, like it is like in the actual airplane. Yeah, I don't want to open in protected view though. There we go. So does it even have Aero Mexico? That's the thing. All right, so we fly the 738. Qantas, Ryanair, Southwest, Prime. All right, so yeah, no Aero Mexico. So let's try to find an airplane that we can actually use this on. So by the way, I just went to Google and typed in Pmdg documentation. So I'm sure they'll add the 777 at some point, but right now they just had the 737 and the DC-6. But yeah, this realistic equipment table matrix, that's what I just opened up. All right, let's go ahead and let's find another flight. We might just have to do one of those Southwest flights. I'd rather do an airline that I haven't already saved. I know I haven't done KLM. Come on, computer. You can do it. Cobra. That's awesome, man. Cobra. All right, I know for sure I haven't done American Airlines. So maybe we'll do that. Of course, this is a good flight too, from Oslo to Malta. Yeah, let's do this flight here from O'Hare or Orlando to Austin. Let's continue to look just a little bit more. Maybe we'll find something else. All right, let's go to the next page. But yeah, I typically do this with every flight. Before I get on, I'll see what's out there in the real world flying. And I usually kind of get my ideas from here. Charlotte, New Orleans. Ah, here's a Delta flight. I don't think I've ever done this with Delta. Let's do Delta. Seattle to Chicago. That's a good flight. Let me make sure Delta's on this. I think Delta's on it. Sure is, right here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's set up Delta. All right, so let's pick this flight out. Delta 2055. SU-30, that works. SU-30 is awesome. The Sukhoi 30. All right, let's see what gate it says it's at. And the waypoints and all that. And we'll do our best to recreate it on SimBrief, even though we don't have an up-to-date AirAx system to use. All right, so it says 4 hours and 2 minutes of travel time. Well, we're not going to take that long. We have 8x speed. All right, so it is saying gate A3. Now, typically, I would also go into flightstats.com and plug in the info and get the tail number, but we can't flightstats.com, but we can't change the tail number in the Pmdg, so there's really no reason to get it. If it doesn't show a gate, sometimes I'll go in and look at it there as well. All right, so here's the route that is flying right now. We're not going to be able to recreate this exactly because we need to use an old AirAC system. So let's go into SimBrief. Let's go dispatch. All right, dispatch system. Now, when we have the new simulator, when that starts, we should be able to just build everything right from the Microsoft simulators. Like, you can do it from what I understand, and then you can carry that into the flight simulator when you start. So you don't really have to use. Moving forward, we shouldn't be having to use SimBrief or Navigraph charts really once the new simulator comes out. From what it looked like last weekend when we were watching the expo, that's kind of what it seemed like they said. Typically, my computer doesn't run this slow, but being that I'm streaming and I'm doing this at the same time, it just runs a little slow. All right, create new flight. All right, so let's type in DAL 2055. We have Seattle to Chicago. This flight started off at 7 o'clock roughly Pacific time, so that's I believe that's 8 hours behind UTC time. So that would be, yeah, right around here, 15. So let's just say 1510. Let's click apply. Let's do Boeing 738. And I always add, every flight, I always add 20% more fuel. And then we need to choose AirAC 2204, because that's what's in this 737. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen next month when this AirAC goes away. Like, I guess we'll just have to figure it out at that point. All right, so we have Msfs Normie, J90, HLN, DPR, FSD. Yeah, it all looks good. So, all right, so we can close out FlightAware right now. We have gate A3. Yep, gate A3. So let's close out FlightAware. We can now generate, oops, hang on, let me change this to pounds since we're going to be flying in America. Now, if you want to change the flight plan to, Delta or American, you certainly can. I'm not doing that. I just leave it to standard. It's easier. I've been reading it this way for so long that if I was to change it right now, it would look like a whole new language to me. So I probably would be able to figure it out. It would just take more time, and maybe I'll study it at some point. But today we're just going to leave it as the default layout. All right, let's click generate flight. We're almost ready to get into the airplane. All right, so that's not found because it's an old, we're doing old air rack. So that's okay. We'll just pick out a different, whatever the equivalent is for this takeoff we'll do. All right, so that's all done. All right, maybe we should actually go back. Let's edit that part out. That way, there's no guessing if it got pulled over right. All right, suggested route. Yeah, let's use this suggested route. All right, there we go. All right, now we can generate the flight. Very good. So we can now close out SimBrief as well. And now we're in Navigraph charts. You do need subscriptions to both of these. I forget how much they are. I think they're like 15 bucks a month, I think. So let's import the flight. Let's import from SimBrief. Here's the newest one. All right, and I'm not too worried about the departure. We can always recreate that on, we can choose whatever's available in the airplane itself. I want to say that this wasn't it Moth 7 or something like that? Yeah, this one right here. Zoom in a little bit. That's not much of a departure anyways. Yeah, see, there's not much of a departure with these anyway, so I don't even really think it matters for the departure. But let's choose a we can probably get rid of Sia also. Let's remove that. And we'll just fly right to Normie. All right, let's choose an approach for now. This is probably going to change by the time we get close to Chicago. So we have ILS and we have RNAV available. I like doing an RNAV landing on these airplanes. The 738. I like doing the RNAV on these. And we may change that to ILS. I'm going to pin the ILS chart though. But for now, let's set up an RNAV landing. And I'm going to go over to charts. We're going to go back to approach. We're going to choose 27 center. And we're just going to pin the ILS chart. That way we have it up and ready to go if we need to. All right, now that that's done, let's click on airport here. Let me see if we can see gate A3 here. If not, we'll go to the right chart. All right, let's zoom in. Yeah, see, it doesn't show the parking spots here. So, all right, let's choose the chart that has the parking spots so we can find A3. Because a lot of times in the simulator, gate A3 is not really listed as gate A3 in the simulator. So let's get that pulled up here. So we're gonna go to taxi. And let's do parking gates. We'll start with this chart and see if it's on here. Looks like it. All right, so we can see gate A3 is right here. So we got to choose something right in this area here. So, all right, very good. So I'm going to close out SimBrief now. Let me switch over to oh yeah, man, my shit is running real slow. Ooh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. My bad. Sorry. My computer's running real slow. My goodness. All right, let's bring up this. Let's bring Delta. I guess I can leave it like this. All right, let me close out Chrome. Let's unload this. Let's close out Chrome. And let's go to the simulator real quick. Let's choose the airplane that we're going to do battle with today. Let's get our livery. There's Delta. Let's plug in our all right, DAL. What is our flight number? Shit. Oops, sorry. I keep cussing. I'm really not trying to cuss. I'm trying my best not to cuss today. All right, let me pull this up on my tablet, the flight. All right, DAL. Thought it was like 2205. But yeah, typically I do all this before I start. So this is like the kind of stuff you guys don't see typically. Yeah, 2055. That way when I put it, when I put in the description realistic or recreation or like I'm really trying my best to recreate the flight. All right, let's go to Seattle. Let's zoom in and choose the equivalent to gate A3, whatever that is on here. Might be A3. Oh, they do have A3. There we go. So A3. There we go. All right. So let's get into the airplane. Yeah, I'm in the red on OBS right now. I'm in the red for frames missed due to rendering and skipped frames due to encoding lag. And that's because I have another window open right now. Like, once that window goes away, it'll be fine. It'll take a few minutes to go back to the green. It's a really slow, like... it's a really slow progression when that happens. Alright, I don't think I've ever saved a, what we're getting ready to do. I don't think I've ever done that on this airplane. I know I've done it for Southwest. And I know I just did it for Ryanair. Ryanair. Alright. So what we're going to do is go down to our flight management system before we do anything, before we turn the airplane on, before we do any of that, we're going to set everything up properly. Let me, so click and hold menu. Let's go to setup. And I don't think let's go to load. I don't think I did anything for Delta. Yeah, it just says DAL. I didn't actually save it the way I've been doing these. Because when I've been saving it with the panel state, I've been saving it with the livery name as well. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to flip back to the spreadsheet in a second. But this spreadsheet, when you go into setup this and go to aircraft, the spreadsheet covers everything under equipment and everything under displays. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start right here and change everything just like it says on this spreadsheet right here. So I'm actually just going to slide Delta on over. Oops. Not with. I just want to move the whole thing. Oh, never mind. I can't edit it. That's right. All right, but I can hide these. So let's hide these. All right, here we go. Delta N399D8. Okay, so first of all, we have Collins. Then we have wings level. Anyways, I'm going to flip back to the stream so you guys can see it. But I'm going to continue to follow. Oh, wait a minute. The stream's up. Hang on a second. Give me a second. So let's go back to display. All right. So here's everything that we're gonna copy, into that flight management system. Collins, wings level. So everything here we're gonna change in the airplane. So what I'm gonna do to help things out, I'm actually gonna close out. I'm gonna close out that window. I'm gonna pull it up on my tablet. And then by the time I pull it up on the tablet, that should like help out enough to where the frame rate and everything's going to start going back to normal. So let me pull it up on my tablet here. Usually I do all this stuff on my tablet while I'm streaming. That way it doesn't mess with the the frames or anything like that. So all right, let's bring Delta over. All right, so we have Collins, wings level. All right, deny, and then we have fail pass. All right, we have yes to double D rate. Yes to takeoff bump. Company cost index is 18. And we have 5,000 here for the minimum runway. Oh, you know what? Let me turn these words off. Hang on a second. That's under assistance. Oh, and it's not under assistance. Never mind. Hang on. All right, piloting. Let's turn off auto trim and turn on that. And general options. All right, apply and save. Go back. Controls options. Let's make sure it just says sim rate for the controller. Yep. All right, very good. All right, so then we got 5,000. We have yes. All right, V1 callout is off. Bank angle callout is on. APR minimums is APR minimums. Then we have minimums. Then we have radio altimeter. Then we have yes, yes, and then smart. And then off, off. It's also off for 200 feet. For 100 feet on down, it's on. So from 100 feet on down, it's on. That's on. That's yes. Show water and cyan. Of course, is no. It's always no. All right. ETOPS is no. Dual battery is no. ETOPS cargo fire system is yes. And then we have default acceleration altitude is 1500. Default reduction altitude is that. Then we have 800, 3000, 18,000. FL, yep. And then we have 800. And we have 6 here. 15 is fine. All right, standby instruments are analog. And then head-up display is yes. This is yes also. This is on. Yaw dampener display is gauge is yes. Performance improvement package is no. Auto probe heat is no. Steel brakes. They use original for the lights. No eyebrow windows. We have 2-class cabin layout. No to the air stairs. Cutoff style switch is old. All right, yoke checklist is a yes. So all this is yes. Auto ignition is no. Pressurization panel is new. No to window shades. And Wi-Fi is KU band. And we have MMR. All right, so all this is now set. Now we just have displays. So we have PFD/ND, that's fine. We have split axis. All right, ground speed display is on. So everything is actually on until we get down to round radio altimeter dial. So this is on, and then this is off. AOA is off also, angle of attack. Landing bar, that's on, that's on, that's on. Show landing flaps is on. Flight path is on. Okay, oh, this is on. All right, track up is yes. VSD is on. Arcs are on. Yeah, all this is on. VO or course lines, that's on as well. All right, runway is 5,000. All right, TCAS is on. Engine side by side is no. EGT color is 10 minutes. Oil, let's change this to, hang on, let's come back here. Change this to pounds. Okay, oil quantity is percentage. Low oil is on. High vibration is on. Max continuous thrusters is on. Show reference N1. When D rate used. And then here we go here. We have 2000. We have yes. We have pounds. FCS indicator is on. And brake temp indicator is on. There we go. Now everything is set up. According to Pmdg, this is what this particular Delta aircraft has set up. Now we're going to go into failures for ourselves. We're going to turn on these failures. Random. We're going to do 2 events for every 10 hours. Let's click execute. All right, now that's in there. So all that's done. We just have one last thing to do. Let's go under options. Okay, IRS options. That's 30 seconds. That's good. Everything is synced up. That's good. (8x) speed is good. All right, rudder, that's good. Performance, I don't ever really go in here. This is where you can change like colors and stuff like that. I'm sorry, that's colors. Performance, neither one I really go into. Colors I played with at one point, but I just kind of left everything at default. But you can certainly go in there and change values if you want. If you have any questions on how to change the colors, let me know. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to save this. So let's type in the name. We have DAL. Oops. DAL dot N399DA. So N399DA. So now that that's typed in, let's go up to file name. Let's execute. All right, now everything is set up for Delta. So we could actually start from here. I am gonna go back out and go back in just to make sure everything saved properly. Hey, Captain, we're going from Seattle to Chicago, actually. From Seattle to O'Hare. Captain, my captain. Yeah, and then we'll do a little Subnautica later today. I already downloaded it. All right, so again, this flight took off from gate A3 this morning. It's actually in the air right now. From Seattle to Washington. I mean, from Seattle to Chicago. All right, let's make sure everything's saved. Yeah, man. I thought that they were being phased out, so you kind of confirmed what I read. But yeah, I mean, that's very old technology. I know a lot of planes nowadays, they're just not built to use this kind of nav aids anymore. Not with GPS now. I mean, with everything GPS nowadays, those nav aids really aren't necessary anymore. So it makes sense. It's just I guess a progression of how things go. Every industry, things change over time. But yeah, I saw that. I'm glad you put that in there. That way, because I'm sure it's not just Magnum that was wondering that. I'm sure there's other folks out there that are kind of wondering the same thing as well. Yeah, that Piper That's going to take a little bit of practice to get good at those landings. That's for sure. I had both hands on the yoke. Try my best. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if, like, Tacans are ever going to be deactivated or not. I'm sure the military is going to keep those up. And I know they're tied into regular stations as well, so I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if they're ever going to get deactivated completely or not. All right, it looks like everything's stored because we have the round dials here. So let's just go into menu again. Let's go under setup. And let's just choose Delta, what we set up. Let's just choose it just to be sure. And execute. And everything that we set up now is going to be in there. So, right, yeah, Vortex, right, VOR and Tacan stations, right. Yeah, I would have figured that most of the ones out there that are a mixture, like a Vortex, I don't think those will ever really go away. But yeah, it's interesting that, you know, that they're phasing those out. I mean, it makes sense, you know. It's old technology, and as GPS gets better and more airplanes are fitted with GPS, it just makes sense that, you know, it's going to use satellites now instead of ground-based systems. All right, let's change this to pounds and inches per hectogram. I'm going to leave everything else in metric. Well, I'm going to leave everything else how it is here, so. All right, let's save preferences. Let's pull our flight in from SimBrief. There we go. Departure. There's our METAR for departure. Here's our flight plan right here. And we have our charts. We really don't need a chart for departure since we're not doing a particular departure. But we can pin. Oh yeah, that's right. It's not inches of hectogram, inches of mercury. Hey man, it's early in the morning. That's right. All right, and this is more than likely the arrival that we're going to be doing today. And I'm going to pin the approach that we're planning on doing. That could be subject to change depending on what the ATC says. So where's 27 center? And we're going to more than likely do this RNAV landing. Now, of course, we are on an old AIRAC system in this airplane. I mean, we're 2 years behind with this thing. I'll show you in a minute when we start up the airplane. Well, actually, let's just start up the airplane now. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's put the battery on. Let's put the ground power on. Let's put our lights on. Yeah, so as you can see, when we go to FMC, it's AIRAC 2204. It's old. Like it's old, bitch. Hey, I don't know why it's so old, but it's old. All right, let me turn up the sound a little bit, and let's get this flight plan going. So, yep, I know it's out. So let's go ahead and let's align the navigation. Come down yonder. Let's choose this. Let's do this. And we're going to type in the gate and the airport. Not in that order. Not in that order. All right. So we have KCA, and then we have gate A3. All right, very good. Now let's go to route. And we're gonna just bring in the weights and fuel and all that from the flight plan. If you've seen my videos, you see me plenty of times set everything up on this FMC here. We're not gonna go through all that today. We're just gonna set everything up from the flight plan. It's easier, and it's the new way of doing things, I think, because you know, now if you now that this has a good SimBrief integration, there's really no reason to type it all in manually anymore. You know, we can just bring it in right from SimBrief. So let's request. Oh, we got to get rid of KC first. Let's blank that out. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so let's. Oh yeah, take your time, dude. All right, let's set the payload. Let's clear that message. Let's set the fuel. That's now set. And now let's set the route. Now we're still going to go back to those setup pages. I mean the actions pages on this other FMC here in a minute. But when we go back there, it's already going to have the data. We just need to make sure it's correct. It's all good, Keith. You didn't miss a whole lot. I mean, well, you did. You kind of did. You missed, like, I did, like, all the behind-the-scenes stuff that I typically don't put online, like choosing the flight and going into SimBrief and setting everything up. But it's all good. Gonna be streaming a new video game tonight, an old but new video game. If you ever heard of Subnautica, we're gonna be streaming on that a little bit later tonight, I think. It's a really cool underwater video game. It's a phenomenal game. Sweet. Hang on, I'm trying to find there we go. Alright, let's finish getting this set up. Alright, now that we load, let's load our flight. I'm going to mod the speed of this flight too. Once we get up in the air, we're going to go 8x speed. Alright, execute. We can save this if we want to. Alright, let's come over to actions now, and we're just going to confirm all the data we pushed into the system. So let's go to ground services. Let's go next. Let's just type in 32586. Let's go 146 here. Let's release the stairs. And let's just copy this info. So 5955 and 7437. Alright, so now everything is done. We're going to release ground power. When we start up the APU, we're going to finish getting a few things together over here first. So first thing first, I want to talk to the ATC and find out which runway I can take off from. So 16 left is heading south. I want to say north. See if I can trick it into giving us the correct one.
Ground CAL 2055 with India request taxi for takeoff north departure. CAL 2055
Nope.
to and hold short of runway 34 right via taxiway Bravo. Contact tower on 119er when ready.
Alright, we'll just accept it.
Hold short runway 34 right using taxiway Bravo DAL.
We're not doing really any kind of departure, so, you know, 34 right, if that's what they want us to do, that's fine. Alright, so we got 34 right, so let's go to departure. Let's choose 34 right. Alright, that's done. And I'm not really too worried about an arrival at this point. Let's just get up in the air. Oh, you know what? Let me at least choose the... Yeah, let's... Hang on a second. Let's actually... Let's just put the approach in for now. We can put the arrival in later. Well, you know what? Let's just... Hang on. Let's just set it up now. That way the flight's complete, and we can change it later if we need to. Alright, so we're planning on doing RNAV 27C. That's supposed to be our transition. And this is going to be our arrival. And zipper is going to be our... There we go. Alright, let's click execute. And now we have a whole flight. We do need to get rid of this vector here, so let's click on Vogler. Click on that. Now it's complete. Let's come up to our flight deck up here. Let's go and put this on flight plan. And we're just going to step through everything and make sure it's all correct. So click on legs. Click step. There we go. We're going to step through everything. Yep, looks good to me. So we may create another waypoint here. Or up here when we get closer. I'll show you how to do that as we get closer. It's pretty easy to do with the Pmdg. I'm pretty sure the 777 will be the same way. I don't know for sure because I haven't flown it. But I'm pretty sure it's going to operate the same way. Alright, so we need to finish initializing everything. So let's do request. So we can bring in everything. Alright, let's load this. Let's execute. And our fuel for the plan, let's get that from our flight plan here. So we have 32.0. Actually, let's do 32.5. Oh no, we don't need to do 32.5. Alright, we'll just do 30. So 30. There we go. That's all done. Now, I don't believe that our cruising altitude is correct. I am going to put in the correct cruising altitude for today, because I'm trying to keep... You know, last time I did it the other way, we ran out of fuel, so... Alright, so 35,000, that's in there correct. Alright, let me change the time to the time that it took off. So that was closer to... Oh, you know, it does have pretty much the right time in there. Hey, what up, Grease? Welcome, friend, welcome. What's up? Nothing much, man. Just, enjoying my Saturday morning. Enjoying my Saturday morning. I gotta run some errands later, so I want to do this now. Hey man, how's your Saturday going, my friend? Alright, y'all dampeners, let's turn them on. Let's turn the APU on. Right, fuel. And turn that on. Let's turn on the bleed. Put this up to 35,000. Let's see what the altitude is of the airport we're landing at. Let's go to our approach chart. So it's about 700 feet. So let's plug in 700. Let's turn on the electric pumps. Window heat. I hear you. Alright, let's put the seatbelts on. And let's turn on the generators for the APU. Alright. We can now disconnect ground power here. Let's go to pushback. We'll set this up in a moment. We need to finish setting this up, but we need to find out what our takeoff info is going to be. So let's go to performance. Let's choose 34 right. Let's import this from the aircraft and import the weather and calculate. Here's all our data. So we have 47. There's no D rate for the takeoff, so let's put in 47. Let's go back to init. Let's go to N1 limit. Let's put in 47. Let's go to takeoff, and let's go to page 2 first. Let's put in the slope of the runway. Slope is 0, and the wind is 60 by 40, so let's plug that in. So we have 0, and we have 60 by 40. I'm sorry, 60 by 4. Let's go back now. We have flaps 5. And our center of gravity is 23.9. That's all done. Let's confirm this. We're going to have to reconfirm these after we put our flaps down. But for now, we're all set up. The only thing I do want to do is go here and just bring in our forecast, because that'll give us the forecast too for our climb. All right, let's click load. The Intruder's okay. It's a good plane if you want to just jump in and just jump in and start flying. You know, if you're looking for a plane where you have a lot of interaction with buttons and setting it up, that's not the plane for you. But if you just want to push a few buttons to get it started and get up and flying, it sounds great. It flies really nice. It's a cool plane. I like it. All right, unable 280 knots at this waypoint, so let's see what's going on here. Okay. So, I'm not sure why this is 247. Let's look at our chart for... Let's nip this in the butt real quick before we take off. Let's look at our arrival chart. Alright, so B-Hawk is right here. Here's Steinel, so there's really no reason to be at 247 there, so let's go ahead and change that. So let's change this one here. Oh, see, it's 247 the whole way. Alright, so... yeah, plug and fly. It wasn't bad. I mean, I had fun flying it. Alright, so we're gonna do... I think 280 is the maximum at that waypoint. So let's do 280. B, and then slash slash 17,000 FL210. Let's see if that fixes it. Alright, that should have fixed it. Because now we're telling it it's okay to be below 280 knots. And there we go. We shouldn't get any more issues from that now. So let's go ahead and back up. And let's get out of here. So it doesn't really matter which way we back up. Man, we are still in the red on rendering and encoding. Wow, that is crazy. It's going down, but man, it oh, let me... No, I think I closed out... Oh, I still have files open. Hang on. Alright, maybe now that everything else is closed out, maybe that'll fix it. Alright, let's go ahead and let's back up. So, all that is good. Let's go ahead and remove the chocks. Select our tug. Let's click on here. And it doesn't really matter, right nose to the right or left. I mean, we can back up either way. So, let's put our parking brake on. And let's click start.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our left. Roger that. Ready to push. Tail to the left. Parking brakes off. Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
Alright, let's get this engine on. Oh, look at that mountain in the back there. Is that Mount McKinley, I think? I think that's Mount McKinley. Now, I do have failures turned on. 2 failures for every 10 hours. So we'll see what happens. There is a page that I have bookmarked as well from Pmdg that goes over how to fix every error, or at least what the procedures are. So last time I flew to 737, I did have issues with the autopilot.
Brake set. Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute and release from guidance on your right. Have a good flight.
Alright, all that's done. We can now go to N1 here. Let's go ahead and start up the other engine. Put the fuel on. Let's put our TCAS system on. flight director on. Both sides. Let's put this back on map. Traffic. We do need to change our barometric pressure. That is 30.03. That changes it everywhere. Alright, so all that's done. Now let's turn on the generators. Let's also put the isolation valve on auto. Packs on auto. And we can turn off APU bleed. We can now turn off the APU as well. Taxi lights. Continuous. Logo light. Wing light. Wheel well light. Let's let them know we're leaving. And let's put our flaps down to 5. And we just need to confirm our takeoff speeds. Alright, so we got 155 for our V2 speed. And runway 34 right has a heading of 344, so let's program that in. Probably would have been quicker to go the other direction, but alright, and we got 10,000 there, that's fine. Let's just plug in 12,003 for now, since that's the first altitude showing on our display there. We can reset this master caution light. Everything looks good. Let's put our brakes on RTO for takeoff. And everything is good. Let's go ahead and... Hang on a second, let me check our trim real quick. We have to set our trim wheel. I have trim listed here. Yeah, 5.29. Let's set up 5.29. Alright, that's probably pretty close to 529. Alright, let's release our parking brake. And let's mosey on out of here. So all that in the beginning that I did in the flight, that first 25 minutes, almost every flight that I do where I say in the description recreation or real flight, I do that every time. I go to FlightAware, I pick out a flight that I want to do. I find out what gate it is, what tail number it is, what time it left, the route that it's doing. Go into SimBrief. I recreate as much as I can of it. Plug it into Navigraph, and then usually upload it to an airplane if I can. If I can't upload it to the airplane, then I'll, just look at it on my tablet and then, type it all into the flight system. Now, of course, I don't know how many people are on the flight. I don't know exactly how much fuel it had or its payload. That I just rely on SimBrief just to calculate, but if there was a way for me to find that out, I certainly would, and I would use those values as well, but it's all good. And then tonight we're going to be starting a new series on our channel. We're going to be starting a Subnautica playthrough. I've been asked by one of our more esteemed colleagues to do that, so that's what we're going to do. So that's going to be a regular on our channel now, probably for a little bit. If you're not familiar with Subnautica, it is one of the best games that's ever been made. You are, I believe, some sort of scientist. You crash land on this huge planet, and the whole game is pretty much underwater and surviving underwater. It's got huge monsters under the water. There's a little bit to do above ground. There's a couple of islands and an alien, base you got to go to, but 99% of that game is done underwater, and it is beautiful. And you have to survive. You build all kinds of devices to use under the water, to, from a sea moth, which is like an enclosed kind of little submarine. You have a huge submarine that you can build towards the end of the game. You can upgrade your suit. I mean, there's so many things you can do in that game. It is a really fun game to play. Yeah, I bought it on this Xbox months ago just to try it out on the next gen console, and it is gorgeous on this new console. Alright, here's 34 right. So let's slow down a bit. Let's get our clearance from Clarence.
Seattle Tower DAL 2055, ready for departure to the north.
Alright, ready for departure. Let's go ahead and put our landing lights on. Let's put our strobes on. Let's put our heads-up display down, since this plane actually does use a heads-up display system.
Right DAL 2055.
Let's turn our probes on. Let's ding to cabin again. And let's get out of here. Let's activate LNAV and VNAV. See if they actually work this time. VNAV may not kick on until LNAV may not kick on until we actually get up in the air. Yeah, I don't know. I know there's a new Subnautica in the works, so I don't know if they're ever gonna have a new one come out. Man, I hope they do at some point. Or a DLC, one of the two. But yeah, Mr. Chicago asked us to do that, so I'm okay with that. All right, let's release the parking brake. Let's mosey on up to our takeoff line. We'll give it some fuel. We'll click toga, and then we'll get the hell out of here. Arm the auto throttle. There's a game coming out. I thought it was going to be out already, but there's a game coming out soon. I'll try to find the name of it, but there's a game that's coming out where it's like Subnautica, but it takes place above the clouds. And anything below the clouds is like this toxic environment where you can't survive, even if you have a certain suit. I forget. It looked awesome. I saw it a couple years ago, but I haven't really seen much of it since. So I don't know if it just couldn't afford to continue, or if it will come out eventually. But I'll look up the name of it once we get up in the air. All right, let's get up in the air. Let's give it a little bit of fuel. Let's click on this screw right here for toga.
Airspeed alive. 80 knots.
Well, we are using a lot of this runway today.
B1. Rotate. B2.
All right, let's start turning.
Seattle Tower DAL 2055. Continue for north departure. Seattle Tower DAL 2055 frequency change. Seattle approach DAL 2055. Type going 737 miles north of Seattle 1,500 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace. Squawk 0321 DAL 2055.
All right, we're still flying manual. We'll turn on the autopilot once we make this turn. Let's put our first set of flaps up. All right, we're almost done with this turn. I like how it's got the little squiggly line that kind of shows where your anticipated movement is. All right, we are almost ready to turn the autopilot on. Let's just go wings level before we do that. All right, autopilot on. Put the remainder of our flaps up. Alright, we are on our way, baby. Put our heads-up display away. You know, I never did bring the keyboard over here. Maybe I'll do that. Because that certainly helps with at least the altitude component. Smack myself in the face. Hey, what up, Jake? Alright, let's turn off our landing lights. Let's turn off our those lights, those lights. Alright, let's plug in our cruising altitude. I believe that's 35,000 feet. And I'm actually going to bring up the page for the emergencies on this airplane, just in case, now that we have 2 per every 10 hours that could happen. Let me bring up this now. If anybody has a 737 from Pmdg and you do not have this emergencies manual, let me know and I'll send it to you, or I'll put it on Discord. Actually, you know what, I'll put it on my Discord channel now. Actually, let me get it pulled up and let me share it on Discord. Alright, share on Discord. I'm just going to put it under the general channel. Alright, there we go. It should open up there. But it's a huge index from Pmdg that goes over every single emergency that you can have in the air with this plane and how to fix it. Of course, it's not meant for real life. I guess I should put that disclaimer out there. That is not meant for real life. It's just meant for this. Simulation. Alright, let's turn the anti-skid off. And we can move this out a little bit. Let's put Mega Karen on flight plan duty. And once we get up to cruising altitude, I'm going to click on the speed increase and leave this thing on 8x the whole time until we get ready for our descent. The whole time, because this plane will slow down for a waypoint. Make its turn, go through the waypoint, and then speed back up again. It's a awesome system that they have built for the speed increase here. Alright, let's get ready to click standard. Alright, we're in standard pressure now. And I don't really see these kind of dials too often. I like the old round dial. That's cool. Yeah, we got this plane set up just like So according to Pmdg, the way this is now set up in this aircraft is how this particular livery was set up back when it was made. I guess 2016. Alright, let's bring up our other map. Let's do... I guess we can leave it on VFR. Oh, the flapping in. I forgot this plane has the flapping in. Ain't nothing like some good flapping. You know what I mean? Yeah, this airplane is better at flapping than other airplanes. The flapping. All my years of flying, I've never flown this route before, from Seattle to Chicago. It's always too long of a flight that I didn't want to do, but yeah, right. Yeah, I need to look at the drone camera settings more, so I can like have that set up better to go, you know, that to go. I think there's a way you can set it to go like maximum distance out, and then click that button and have it fly over you, but all right, so far so good. Making our way. We probably could go into 8X now, but I don't typically do it while we're climbing. I usually just wait until we get to cruising altitude and then do it. Oh my god, the flapping. Let's hang on, I gotta take this phone call real quick. Let me mute myself for a few minutes. Alright. I think I have the camera set up. I mean, it's definitely better than it was. But the lock-on part, I mean, I put it on lock-on, but I didn't really like the way that it... I don't know. I didn't... Maybe this lock-on's not correct. Choosing this lock-on. I don't know. Oh, I gotcha. I don't know. I think I like the other mode better. I like it without the drone lock mode. Alright, we're almost ready to go 8x. We could probably click it now. We're close enough. Let's click this little button up here. Now our clock's in green. Now we're in 8x mode. Hey, what up, cowboy? What's good, my friend? Alright, and how long do we have until descent? Let's see here. Probably a while. Oh yeah, we got about 1,200 miles to the top of descent. Alright, very good. Well, we're in 8x speed. Drone lock helps fly by from the ground. Gotcha. I hear that, man. That's like how it is in Maryland. It's hot as hell out here. Yeah, I'll play with the drone lock some other time. Or maybe as we're descending, I'll play with it again. But I kind of like... The autofocus is okay. But I like I like it without the drone lock on. I like being able to adjust the camera angle. And when drone lock is on, it didn't seem like it was as easy to... Didn't seem like I could really, you know, move around the way I wanted to, but... I'll try it again when we're not in sped up mode. I wonder if going in 8x will help us land faster than the actual airplane in real life. Let me see where the plane is right now, actually, on Navigraph. I mean, on FlightAware. Let's go FlightAware. Let me type in the flight number. Let's see where it's at. New tab, FlightAware. Alright, let's type in DAL 2055. Yeah, I mean it's got just under 2 hours to go on the flight. And we might get there before the airplane. That'd be cool. I should turn on real life I should turn on the real life traffic and see if it and see if air traffic in Chicago picks up both airplanes. Well, let's see if we get close enough to actually make that happen. All right, so far everything is still okay. Let's click on altitude hold. A little bit of turbulence. One day maybe we'll try 16 times speed. We'll see how that goes. I've always read on the Pmdg forums that that's bad to do. Like it like really like it'll either crash the plane or but we'll see. I mean, if the Dark Star could handle, you know, Mach 5, this might be able to handle, you know, going 16 times regular speed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 8, 4, 6. Ooh, that's not good. 2, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 6. Good. Not good at all. Not good. Be out of my medicine again early this month. Always happens. I always wind up running short on one of my medicines like a few days before the actual doctor appointment. And then running short, I don't feel right. So then when I get the medicine refilled, I wind up like taking too much of it for the first 3 or 4 days to feel kind of normal again, and then like I always run short again. Whoa, that was a hell of a bump. All right, let's take ourselves off of sped up mode for a minute. Wow, that was a hell of a bump. Jeez. Save that clip. That thing almost threw us out of autopilot. All right, let's go back into it's amazing the type of turbulence you get off of these mountains. Salt Lake City. This might actually be the longest flight I've done in the 737, actually. This is almost 4 hours long. I'd have to go back if I really cared to look. I don't know. I don't know if I really care to look to go backwards, to see what else I've, done, but Alright, so tomorrow's the 30th, so we have 7, 14, 15. So I'm like, how many short am I? 7, 14, 15, 16. So I'm like 4, 6. 3 days behind us. I always run 3 days behind. It's crazy. Yo, what up, Al? What's happening, dude? I've never seen your name on my chat before, but what's up, my friend? Don't be a stranger. Come back again. Yeah, we're in 8x speed right now. Hopefully, we won't get any failures. But I got the guide up just in case. But yeah, man, what's good, man? What part of the world are you from? But yeah, please subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell, leave a comment. If you're on Kick, welcome. If you're on YouTube, you're always welcome. We got memberships, we got super chats, we got super thanks, we got it all. Yeah, so far so good, man. We're trying to recreate this flight. Flying the only Boeing I have available from Pmdg at the moment. 777's not available on Xbox yet. But yeah, things are going good, man. We're making our way to Chicago. Oh yeah, you close, man. I'm in Maryland. Man, we almost got the Delmarva region covered. We got Keith in Pittsburgh. We got Al in Virginia. We got Chicago in Chicago. We got Greece in Greece. Jake in Canada. Magnum in the UK. We got Surrient out in the Philippines. Oh yeah. But yeah, we're recreating this flight today. I like to go into FlightAware and get ideas for the flights. And I wanted to fly 737 this morning. I don't really get to do flights this early. So, found one from Delta. We set it up properly based on what Pmdg's spreadsheet says. And then we went in and put it in the sim brief. Got the route. Threw it over to Navigraph to get the charts. Uploaded it to the airplane here, and now we're on our way. Hopefully problem-free for the rest of the flight. Now, I don't think this thing is going 8x all the time because I keep on switching camera positions. I really do believe that, like, if I just sit like this, it'll go a lot faster. I don't think the 8x really works too well when you're in different camera positions. Namely, at least on Xbox, even the Series X, it doesn't seem like it can render fast enough. But if I sit in this position, that 8x will start really, like now we're moving. But if I was to go back outside again, it doesn't move so good. It doesn't move so good. after we begin our descent, we'll come over to the heads-up display here. We'll adjust that for landing. There's a few things we need to do on that. And then the tablet's got a really good landing portal also. All right, Helena. But yeah, when you're flying this plane, if your numbers are in green like this, that means you're in sped up mode. Oh, how'd you break your phone, man? That's terrible. Sorry to hear that. Those are fighting words. Alright, this must be Helena right here. Yep. Helena, Montana. Almost sounds like Hannah, Montana. Oh, they got the alien circles too out here in Montana. Man, them aliens love Western America. The western side of America has more alien circles than anywhere else in the world. Alright, so far so good, no failures yet. Everything's still looking good. Maybe we won't get any failures. Maybe we'll just we'll save the failures for the next flight. Maybe it'll do 2 in like the last hour of the 10 hours that we have in there for failures. I went into the system here and chose two failures for every 10 hours. So I don't know if that's a kind of a realistic number or not. I think Chicago could tell us a little bit more on that about how many failures they have on a regular basis. But being that this is a Boeing, hey, thanks, Grease. Grease with the super chat. Spending it on me rather than spending it on hoes. I appreciate that. But yeah, being that this is a Boeing, I'm sure I'm pretty sure it's going to have a failure at some point. Sorry, I'm not. I feel bad for you, Jake, but that's a funny story, man. You guys will be laughing at that later in life. Right now, you're really angry, and you probably will be angry for a while, but later in life, you guys will look back on that and you guys will laugh about that story. That's funny, man. He's playing Fortnite, got mad. Threw your phone down on the ground. I'm not laughing at you, Jake. I do really feel bad that your phone broke. Yeah, but that's a funny story, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fortnite and Warzone, you know, Rocket League, World of Tanks, PUBG, yeah, all those kind of games, man. They FIFA, Madden, they just those games have contributed to so many claims on insurance for your phones and devices or broken controllers, man. Well, shoot. Hopefully he doesn't break your PS5 then. That'd be something, man. If you took your controller and threw it across the room and broke it, or broke your PS5, man, that'd be terrible. All right, we're not doing too bad. We got about 850 miles left until descent. Yeah, he raced for sure. Took your dang phone, threw it on the ground. I never understand why people do that kind of stuff. Why they break controllers or you know, break their TVs over a game. Like I understand completely about getting frustrated. You know, breaking your keyboard in half over your knee. But man, what's the sense of breaking it? Because then after you cool down, 20 minutes later, you're ready to play it again, but now you can't. Unless you have a backup device at home, but... Yeah, I never understood that whole breaking your equipment. Like, it's the phone's fault that you suck at Fortnite. It's the keyboard's fault you can't, your KD ratio in PUBG is like, 0 and 10. Like, it's definitely the keyboard's fault or the mouse's fault. A lot of kids are addicted to video games. That's become the new babysitter around the world. Video games and televisions have kind of replaced babysitters. Yeah, you can just take your kid now and just plop him down in front of the TV and hand him a controller, or hand him a tablet, and he's fine for hours. Or until the battery dies. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Gilbert. Bye-bye. Where's Arnie? All right, just under 800 miles. All right, let's zoom in and let's see how quick we get the recap. If we just stare at the screen here, let's see how quick the mileage goes down now versus playing around with different cameras. Should kick in and start taking off. Usually you can tell when it goes into 8x mode again, because usually the plane does like a little hop, a little jump, and then it kicks in. All right, there we go. It did that little hop. Now we're good. Yeah, I hear ya. Yeah, I thought he said he bought like 2 of them and he was giving you one or something like that. I'm still waiting for it to come out on Xbox. Yeah, man, I am ready. The 707, I may buy it. If that launches and the 777 launches, I don't know, man. I might forget about the 777 for a minute and just focus on the 707. I can't wait for the 707 to launch. That's going to be a lot of fun. Let me reset this 8x speed. It's not doing it like it should today for some reason. All right, let's jump out of 8x. And let's go back into 8x and see if it jumps now. Yeah, that 707 is going to be lit for sure. There are so many good planes coming out this year. Beechcraft Starfighter, 707, the Lockheed Jetstar, 727. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly right. That's probably going to be what it'll be. Most of those what are they called? Most of the local legends are like 10 to 20 bucks. 77 is crazy for a bunch of zeros and ones. Like, if you would have told me like 35, 40 years ago that people are spending $80 for zeros and ones, I'd be like, you crazy. You crazy, all them zeros and ones. All right, come on, airplane. Do your thing, bitch. Come on. There we go. There's that 8x hop that it just happened. Now we're moving. It's weird how it just goes in spurts. Even when you don't have to worry about something rendering. Like when we're just staring at the screens, it's wild how it just doesn't... It's not a consistent 8x. I can understand it if you were like outside the airplane and it needed to render the clouds and the ground and all that stuff. Procedural, whatever it's called. But if you're just staring at these screens, it should be 8x the whole time. But it seems like it just goes in like 20 to 30 mile increments. Speed up for a while and slow down, speed up for a while, slow down. This zipper here, I believe that's our transition for the arrival. DPR, that could be DePaul, Minnesota. This could be Fargo, I guess South Dakota. Yeah, it is AAA game prices, right? Yeah, I mean, I'd rather spend money on the plane than a AAA game most of the time. I usually get more enjoyment out of the airplane than a AAA game, but yeah, still, yeah, it's more expensive than a game sometimes. Here we go. We're moving along now. For a few miles. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a good price because I mean, like the 737s, they're anywhere from like $60 to $70, from maybe 50 to 70 actually, but depending on which variant you get. But yeah, I guess 77 for the 300 ER is not bad. Yeah. Well, they should have included the cargo planes with that. At least in my opinion, they should have included all that. Like with the 737, you get for that $60 you spend, you get three variants with it. You get passenger plane, and then you get two different types of cargo planes, for that same price. All included. That's crazy. They charge 70 some dollars for one plane and then 200 for the. Hey, that I don't like. That's just greedy. That's just being greedy. They should include all the 777 300 ERs, all two or three variants should just be in that one price. Yeah, I guess you're probably right. I don't know. I haven't read that, but yeah, you could be right. You could be right. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to charge all that money for all these different planes. They might. I'd find that hard to believe that they would charge for all these different planes when they've never done that in the past. Oh, you know what? They actually have. Never mind, I stand corrected. They have. The 737 600 is one price, 700 is another price. Yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe they will do that. I don't know about $200. They'll probably be like 700. They'll probably be like 60 to $70 for each additional airplane. Yeah, no, that's right. They do charge for the additional variant. So I don't know what their price point's going to be at least on Xbox, I don't know. It's probably going to be the same. It'll probably be 70 some dollars for each variant. This flight's put me to sleep. All right, there's recap. And then we got DePaul, Fargo, and then we jump into our arrival, it looks like. All right, so that's Utah. Oh no, it's Montana. Sioux Falls. You're probably right. Yeah, I don't see any of them being more expensive than the 300 ER. It's like unless they run a sale. Because on the 737s, the 737-900s, usually the most expensive variant out of all of them. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but that would make sense. The more popular a plane is, the more they charge for it. That's kind of what happened when I bought this plane. When I bought this plane, it was the most expensive one. And then the 737, like 600 and the 700 were like $20 or $30 less than this one. I think it was 20 actually. But yeah, that makes sense. I mean, a lot of companies charge more for products that are popular and charge less for products that are not popular. And away we go. That's slowing us down too, I believe. I bet you every time it contacts the ATC, we slow down. That makes sense. All right, let's turn off the fuel pumps in the center. It'll get rid of the caution light. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, we got about 500 miles into descent. We're not making too bad a time. Definitely not 8x the whole way, that's for sure. I'm thinking every time the ATC asks us to respond, we slow down. That's a little strange to me that we would slow down for that, but that's how they have it programmed, I guess. Mr. Magnum? Oh my god, you're 300 feet high. Alright, where are we getting ready to pull up on now? What part of the world is this? South Dakota. South Dakota! Dupree. Ah, that's what that is. Dupree. South Dakota, Dupree. And then we're going to another part. South Dakota. FSO. I thought that'd be Fargo, but Fargo's North Dakota, I believe. VFR. It's tough staying awake sometimes, man. That ASMR, that like just listening to these engines, man, they put me to sleep. These long haul flights, man, it'd be nice when we can be in the cockpit with another person. So I fall asleep, they can fly the plane. Okay, enough with the ATC already. Let's go. Damn, it's 1 o'clock already. Good lord. Day has flown by already. All right, just under 400 miles left till we begin our descent. Let's check out our descent forecast again. That's all done. Oops. There we go. And we'll worry about fixes later. Let's get an idea for landing at least. So right now we're set up for 27C. That could be changing. So right now we're going to need 3,600 feet. We have 11,000 available, so we got plenty of space. All right, what we got going on? What I miss? Got about 50 miles left on this leg. And then we got good old Zipper beginning our transition to our arrival. I don't know what KFSD is. What is KFSD? Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Home of the Sioux Indians. Tornado breakout. Oh shit. Is Maryland in the tornado break? Uh-oh. We might have some issues later today. Let me get on NOAA's website and look at the Storm Prediction Center. No. Oh. All right, my part of Maryland's kind of just out of the badness. Let me look at the convective outlook. And let's look at tornadoes. I think we're just out of the way. Let me see. Come on, phone. Yeah, we got a 2% increase. Well, not where I'm at, but the rest of Maryland's got a 2% increase. All right, so that's not terrible. Tomorrow's a different story, though. Tomorrow we could be in for some bad weather. Let me see tomorrow's. Oh yeah. Damn. Yeah, we got an increase in tornadoes for tomorrow. Shit. I've seen a couple tornadoes in person before, man. Them things are wild looking. Both times I was in Florida when I saw tornadoes. Yeah, they are definitely wild looking, that's for sure. Scary. Definitely scary, that's for sure. Person at my front door? Oh, yeah. The mail guy. All right. Thank you, Mr. Mailman. Thank you for dropping my mail off today. All right, we got a few hundred more miles, and then we get to 200 and some miles until we start descending. Let's get it, man. Let's end this flight already. And these damn jet engines, man, they put me to sleep. Mm. All right, we got 100 and some miles until we descend. All right, we got less than 100 until descent. They might. I'm sure they do. I've never tried flying into a tornado, so I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they would. I don't know if it sucks you in and pulls you up. It'll probably force you down to the ground. You'll probably, at that altitude, you'll probably be thrown down in the downdraft, splattered all over the ground, and then the updraft will pick you back up. All right, let's slow down. We got about 50 miles into descent, so let's go ahead and go regular speed. let's type in 30,500. That's our first altitude we're getting down to today. Let's click on VNav. We got 30,500 right here for Tito. All right, here's our top of descent marker. Yeah, pretty much. I'm pretty sure that tornado is going to continue to suck you until it's finished. I'm no tornado expert, but just a guess. I hear that. All right, so we have a decision height of 200, so let's plug that in. And let's change our heads-up display for the runway that we're supposed to be landing on. So here's the information that we're going to need. Elevation and length. So you get runway 27C. So let me show you the heads-up display now. So here's what it looks like now. And we have all this clutter all around it. You know, right side, left side, all that. Let's change this for instrument landing. With standby as visual. So let's click on mode. Now we're in instrument. Standby is visual. Click on runway. Type in 663. That's the height. Enter. And it is 11,220 feet. So click on runway. Again, length is 11220. Enter. Now we have the elevation and the length. What that'll do is that'll put the reticle right in the center of the sweet spot of the touchdown zone. Now we can look at our heads-up display, and it's not as cluttered. It's actually set up for landing now. It'll give us all the pertinent information for landing, plus it gives us a fair amount of space to see what's going on. So it's that easy to set that up. All right, we got about 4 miles till we descend. So that should happen here at any moment. contact Chicago as we get a little closer so we can get, you know, see which runway they want us landing on. We got Karen set up to do all of our communications, so we don't really have to do anything. We can just kind of sit back and just fly. Oh man, look at the flapping. The flapping is starting to happen. I'm telling you, this plane has some of the best flapping. It really does. Some of the best flapping out there is on this airplane. Uh-oh. We got problems. Alright, let's go into VS mode. Start descending. Let's change this up to, oh, we are real high. Good lord. All right, let's increase our descent a little bit. And let's put this down to 26,000 feet. It's tough. When you have failures turned on, it's tough to sit outside the airplane most of the time. All right, let's get caught back up. We can see we're catching up. We're about 1,600 feet too high right now. We can see that here as well. And I don't know if this has an RNP value to it. Let's look at our chart. So, no, I don't see an RNP value, which is okay. Usually, you know, RNAV landing will usually give you a required navigation performance, but this particular time we don't have it listed, so it's okay. All right, there's our airplane right there. All right, let's slow down our descent. We're only a couple hundred feet too high now, so we're almost back on track now. There we go. We're right on track now, it looks like. We'll just keep descending using the vertical speed mode. Put that to 280. bring this down to 21,000. All right, still no Chicago airport yet. Make sure I got photogram. I think photogrammetry is still on. Let me see here. Yep. Yeah, I didn't turn that off. I've been leaving it on, starting the flights, so. All right, steep descent after Bahang. Well, not really. Let's increase our descent a little bit. Let's put our required navigation performance at 0.3. Let's match up our heading with the heading we're going to right now, the heading we're doing. And I wonder if we can actually put this on approach. Let me see here. Man, I love Pmdg. You can operate everything in these airplanes. That is awesome. All right, so we're starting to pick up a little bit of speed on this descent. Let's go ahead and just drop it back down to 1800. I'm not sure at this point if we're going to have to create a waypoint or not. We will find out momentarily. Let's put Karen on here and let's click on this button twice. That'll give us a descent profile, kind of like what you see in the Airbuses. All right, we're probably going to level off at 21,000 feet. Yep. All right, let's type in 17,000. That's the next altitude. All right, we're just going to continue to descend. All right, very good. Let's find out what our METAR is in Chicago right now. All right, we got 2987. I know about that, man. The ASMR was kicking in for me earlier too, man. I started falling asleep myself. All right, we still can't pick up. Still can't pick up O'Hare yet. That's okay. We're about a couple 100 feet too low. Let's change that. Let's put this down to, say, 15,000. Let's put this down to 13,000. Standard pressure, we got 2987. All right, we got to get down to 247. So let's slow our descent a little bit again. Let's fix this error message here. So we got 270 below. Slash 13,000. That's done. Let's go to fix. Let's do runway 27 center. We're going to do 5 miles as a reminder for our landing gear, 10 miles as a reminder for flaps 15. And let me see what our approach looks like. Actually, we'll do that there. Let's go back to legs here. All right, we got 13,000 feet, so we'll hold off at 13,000 there. Actually, let's, yeah, we'll do that. That's okay. All right, let's go to performance. So it's saying 156. $147. So we'll plug in 147 there. Actually, we'll do 151. So flaps 40. Oh, we can do 147 because we have +5 if we need it. So let's do 147. All right, that's all set up. Let's go back to our RNP page, and we are really low. Let's put our speed brake on for a couple of seconds so we can slow down. All right, 2986 is our pressure. Well, I believe you're there. I just don't see you, my friend. All right. Looks like we're getting ready to be intercepted. All right, we got 11,000 feet next. Let's see if we can get Chicago on the horn. Let's do flight level change. See if that sticks. All right, let's do 9 for next. Nothing yet. Let's do 9 again. Do 9 again. All right, nothing yet. I'm just going to leave this page up until we see Chicago pop up. And it should be here already.
Chicago Center DAL 2055 cancel flight following.
All right, let's see if we can pick it up now. I want to find out what airport, what runway we're going to be landing at. It's not as easy as just typing in the frequency and getting it in, at least on Xbox here. Like, we actually need the airport.
Chicago Center DAL 2055, type going 737 miles west, 8 Lima Lima, 111,000 feet. Request flight following. Squawk 015 for DAL 2055.
I can't believe it's still not picking up Chicago yet. All right, let's get down to 10,000 feet. I mean, if I can't pick up, we'll just land on our runway that we're planning on it, but... I mean, how are we not picking up Chicago? Chicago's right there. You trying to tell me there's so many airports in between us that we can't pick up Chicago? I know it says Chicago here, but that's not O'Hare. Like, I actually want to... Oh, here we go. Contact Chicago approach. Maybe this will be it. All right, 2984. It is crazy that I can't find O'Hare. I don't think typing in the frequency will do anything. I mean, I guess I could try it. What is the frequency for O'Hare? On 20.75. Nah, it didn't do anything. It just changed it back anyways. Because we have artificial intelligence on, we have AI on, so it's not gonna. All right, what's our next altitude? We got about 9,000 feet, so let's get down to 9,000. Let's do 240. All right, we are getting closer. We got Chicago Executive and Schaumburg. There we go, number 2. Tower DAL 20 27 right. Let's keep our same runway, 27 center. Very good. All right, 2987. And let's do... We have Towie, Vogler, okay, we have Tony. Hey, what's up, bot? What's good, my friend? We might set up another waypoint coming up. I'm going to look at that a little closer when we get closer. Let's plug in our course. So we got 273. We can leave ourselves at 9,000 feet for now. Let's go back to this map. Let's turn on VFR. Turn off following. And Chicago, we have .25. So let's program that in here. Let's program that there, and on this side, that way we can do a certain type of landing. Hello. How are you? I'm gonna run out when I'm done. A little bit after I'm done streaming, I'm gonna run out. Go into Pasadena. I gotta deposit money near the place that you want to go to. So maybe we'll go check out that place afterwards. Yeah, I'm getting ready to land in Chicago, so.
Cool. What is that like a normal time? I don't know why it's about 4.
Your body needs it.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's nothing wrong with sleeping. Your body will, tells you things from time to time. It's like, I need to sleep more. But then it makes you sleep more. It's not a bad thing. But what time is it now? It's 1:45. I'll be done in a little bit. We'll run out a little bit after that, okay? If you want to come with me, okay? Okay. And we'll grab some dinner while we're out. All right? What? I don't know. It's going to be around dinner time, too, so you guys are going to want to eat something. right? Yeah, so we'll pick up some dinner too. Boy, it is stormy out in Chicago today. Yeah, welcome back to the fold, bot. Good to see you again, my friend. See, I'm thinking about... Oh, we can bypass Nichols? Is that what that says? Vogler. We have Tony, and then we have... Nichols, so we can, I guess, get rid of Vogler. So let's get rid of Vogler. We can bypass that. And then let's create a waypoint behind Nichols. I think. Let me see here. Let's see what's coming up here. Surmi. Photo. Hey, we can get rid of Nichols, actually. So let's get rid of Nichols. There we go. Alright, so let's type in like 5,000. Let's start descending. Put on VNav. See if VNav works this time. It wasn't working earlier. We'll keep better track of it this time, see if it actually works. What are our speed brakes for landing? Let's see here. Let's take another look at our landing page here. Let's do auto brakes 3. We have reversers are working. Alright, so speed brakes 3 will be okay. BREF is 155. We can leave 147 in there. Let's put speed brakes on 3. VNav is still working. There's that airport I love so much in downtown Chicago, that Merrill Field, I think is what it's called. I think the code is 06C if I remember correct. Here we go, turning towards Chicago. we can actually click on approach. That's going to arm the final approach course and the glide path. We're still a good 20 some miles out. Yeah, we're still 22 miles out. All right, we picked up the final approach course and the glide path. Very similar to glide slope and localizers, just this is the RNAV version. Let's add some speed brakes to help us slow down a bit. Put this down to 230. Can actually put this down to 200. 203 to be exact. Let's put down a little bit of, let's put down some slats. And let's go flaps 1, or actually flaps 5. There's that big, beautiful city, otherwise known as Chicago. Put down some more flaps. Put our landing gear down. Alright, I said flaps 15 by the time we got to 10. There we go. By 10 we got to 10 miles. Let's arm our speed brakes. Some more flaps down. Now we can't sit the whole time and watch this plane. We actually have to land this plane. Now let's go flaps full. Right. We are all set. All right, 2987 is still correct. Thank you. Oh, we never put our heads-up display down. Let's put that down.
Clear to land runway 27 center DAL 2055.
See how it's keeping that reticle right on the sweet spot? That's because we programmed the height and the length of the runway. I didn't grab the flight stick for this flight, so I am using my controller. I completely forgot, to be honest, to grab the flight stick. I kind of fell asleep for a few minutes during the actual flight from the sound of the engines, so we're using our good old left thumb for this landing. Our good old handy dandy left thumb. Come on, Vamonos. Everybody, let's go. Come on, you can do it. Know that you can do it. Where are we going? To the beach. Where are we going? To the beach. Alright, let's turn the
100.
auto throttle off.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Very good. Very good. Disengage that. Turn off our flight directors. Put on our runway turn-off lights, taxi lights. Tracked all these. Yeah, I'm online with Microsoft. Yeah. It's very rare that I'm not online. Usually I'm if I'm flying. Usually it's online. I think it's on. Hang on a second. I don't see anybody actually. Maybe I do have it off. Let me hang on a second. Let me actually. I might need to stand corrected on that. Hang on. Oh shit! Sorry about that. It is off. There we go. I'm not sure why it was off, but now it's on. Yeah, usually it's supposed to be on. I don't know why I turned it off. Oh, yeah. I was testing out a plane, and I was having issues with the Garmin system, and the screens were going black, so I was trying to deactivate as much data as possible to try to keep the screens from going black. The server I'm on is usually East Coast. I think it's East Coast USA, I think. Yeah, East USA is the server I'm on. And it looks like it's bad weather in Chicago today. Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go. Come on, you can do it. Know that you can do it. Alright, we're gonna turn here. I doubt they would turn here in real life, but we're in a simulation, so it's okay. We make our own roads. And that's correct, because it was showing these arrows over here earlier. Oh man, I gotta turn around again. What? I don't know, Gavin. It's only 2 o'clock. Let's try this again. All right, where are we going?
I know you want one. 50 burgers. Party one. What happened? So yeah.
I beat my horn at your routine llama if we had a horn to beat. I'm gonna go ow 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 ow. What's up, routine? Safe travels, my friend. Look like we're in the same airplane, actually, almost. Alright, why did it have us go all the way around? Right to the same point. What the hell is going on, man? Are we like gonna park somewhere, or am I just gonna like make up a parking spot? You gotta be shitting me. I already turned around. Man, I need that new ATC system, man. Get me that new artificial intelligence one. I knew those arrows were turned around before. That's why I turned around up here earlier. Alright, there's our home for a while. Now, I doubt there's... I don't think we have a air marshal here because we did not contact the ATC. Even though it directed us, we didn't contact the air marshal, which is why there's no air marshal here right now. Alright, parking brake on. Go back to menu. Actions. Put our chocks in place. Put our jetway in place. There we go. I guess we could shut the engines down, I guess. Make sure they're in idle. Alright, just turn the fuel off. Turn the pumps off. Turn off any lights. Let's undo the battery. All right, good to go. Nice flight. That was fun. That was fun. Let me see if there's anything new and exciting. And then I'm going to call it a day for a while. I'll be back tonight, though, for sure. As we start our Subnautica stream at 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to play a little Subnautica each night. Just for a little. I was asked to do it. So I'm going to do it. I try to give y'all what you asked for. If it's in my power to do it, I will certainly try. Alright, nothing new on the aircraft front, so... Yeah, I looked at this helicopter. It's nothing special. The helicopter I really want to get, I still haven't pulled the trigger on yet. Which is this helicopter right here. There's the exact same, almost the exact same one right here. Only difference is some of the liveries and the wheels go up into this one. They retract. But anyways, that's about it, my friends. I will see y'all this evening, 8 o'clock East Coast time, as per usual. And we will do some fun stuff. And yeah, man. Appreciate you tuning in today. If you're on Kick, welcome. If you're on YouTube, welcome as well. Please subscribe, hit the like button, follow, comment, notification bell, super chat, super thanks, memberships. We got it all, baby. I will see you this evening. You have a good rest of your Saturday or Saturday evening, and I will see y'all soon, my friends. Till then, over the beautiful skies of Mother Earth. See ya.